Alrighty. Technical difficulties solved. Um, so this is the first episode of the America the. Let me see. I can't even remember why I'm calling this. I can't even remember why I'm calling this. Let's see. But anyways, yeah. So let's get on to this. Can you hear me? Um, let me check. I think we're good. Let me just check. Let me see. Yes, we are live already. We we are we are live. So so not sure if you are live already. There appears to be a delay. So I'm just going to. Sorry, is that better? Yeah, that is better. Uh, that is much better. That is so much better. Uh, that is better. Yeah, there was a lot of pauses. Uh, let's see. That's, yeah, alright. So, yeah, first episode. And in this episode, I'm going to be covering the most recent events that happened with Steve Bannon and the the midterm elections. God, this echo. Uh, anyways, okay, so this is an article by Zero Hedge, and it details what recently happened. So Stephen speaks by portfolio armor, and after reading this, so on Friday, former Trump advisor Steve Bannon was sentenced to 4 months in prison on contempt of Congress for refusing to subpoena the January 6th committee. As Zero had pointed out, this sentence is rare in held contempt for elites. And this is from Jack Posobiec. Follow him on Twitter and on Truth Social. Uh, and he gives names Kissinger, Barr, Holder. Uh, just looking at this, and recently, Ben gave an interview to Mark Granza at, at IM 7076, and so here's a transition. And so Steve Bannon, you can read this article here, but and I'm not sure if I'm going to get claimed from copyright. He gave an interview with Tucker. Or let me get it up. Uh,
Rule of law. Congress held Lois Lerner and Eric Holder in contempt famously, but of course they never spent a day in jail, and they were never going to because they were faithful Democrats. Tonight, Steve Bannon joins us for his first interview since his sentencing. Steve Bannon, thanks so much for coming on tonight. Do you agree with Matt Gaetz that this is partisan?
Oh, it's 100%. I mean, the whole Justice Department under Merrick Garland has become radically partisan. And I think that's after we win on November 8th to deliver this crushing blow against the Democratic Party, this regime. Tucker, I strongly believe you'll see Merrick Garland impeached next year by the new Congress.
I certainly hope so. People who say 4 months in prison is not a big deal had never been to a prison. It is a big deal. How are you going to respond to this? Do you plan to submit?
Bannon, he's about to become one of the January 6th political prisoners. This whole thing is political. It is. I mean, I don't think they should have gone into the Capitol, but that was the one chance that we had to overturn this thing and get looked, or at least get an investigation into the 2020 election to investigate all of the shenanigans that went on. And the provocateurs, you can just look at it. You can look at the Project Veritas footage, and you'll see that.
Well, well, number one, we have the judge laid out today a number of areas of appeal. I've got a great legal team. My legal team is working on the appeals right now. We've got appeals on use of attorney, separation of powers, executive privilege, the structure of the January 6th committee. So we've got a lot of appeals. They'll work through the appeals process, and so this is all my sentencing is all pending the appeals process, and we'll work through it. Like I said on your show the first time. At the end of the day, I got to go to prison by this illegitimate regime. Hey, I respect what the judge did today. The structure of the January 6th committee. So we've got a lot of appeals. They'll work through the appeal.
Sorry, I was just checking. But as you could hear from Ben, he's a real patriot. I mean, I know there's stuff with him and Roger Stone, but we can't have any infighting. We can't. It just shouldn't be allowed. This is dangerous, frankly. I'll just say it's dangerous for our country. It's dangerous for everyone. And Ben did nothing. He did nothing. If you can look at the, if you can just look at all of where he was that day, he did nothing to, let me rephrase that. There was no involvement with the storming of the Capitol and Steve Bannon. And what they're trying to do is sentence or silence their political opposition. Now they put Bannon in prison for at least 4 months. 4 months. And let me see, you can see I'm on True Social, and another political prisoner or someone who they want is Alex Jones. And yes, the whole Sandy thing, Hook thing was terrible. Well, Alan Lanza was a crackhead. He was on something. You could just see it in his photos. You can see, and this is from Salty Cracker. I had just watched this before I went live.
Unless, of course, you pay me.
Arrest those people because they actually
So
committed a crime.
like
Questioning events that are clearly utilized.
I'm not denying that any, because children did die at Sandy Hook. And yes, what Alex Jones said he apologized for, but uh, there, the corrupt establishment is using these families and the dead children to go after people who question the regime. And this is comically large. You saw the Austin Powers clip at the front, and it just, let me actually, because I don't think Salty got hit, so I don't think I am.
That is, unless, of course, you pay me. $100 billion. That's like saying, I want a cajillion bajillion dollars.
Amazing how when was this? Because someone's going to have to either in the chat or in the comments once this stream is over is going to have to let me know when this came out because I'm not too familiar with Austin Powers. I watched a bit of it, with my friend, but I really have I really don't know anything about it. But anyway, so Steve Bannon, and you see a lot of Steve Bannon with Alex Jones recently. They posted each other on their shows. So Steve Bannon had Alex Jones on his war room. Well, Alex Jones has had Steve Bannon on his show. And I've watched it before when I've gotten the chance. And they're they're going to go after everyone. And now they're going after Trump. The January 6th committee is subpoenaing Trump. And that's something I didn't get it up, but that's for later. But I think this is a witch hunt, and it goes into the midterm terms, and I'll get to that later, but the witch hunt that we are seeing is something like in Soviet Russia. You're seeing people rounded up for their thoughts, and they are being thrown in DC Gitmo, which is what it's called. And you know what? But with big tech, they can literally just silence everyone who gets in their way. This is why you see Elon Musk, who isn't perfect. He isn't, let me be clear, he is not perfect, but he means well. Going, he is going to buy Twitter, buying the Justice Department, or whoever, the Biden administration is trying to stop it, because Twitter is still very powerful, and that's because most people of all backgrounds use it. Yeah. Whereas with True Social, there are mostly Trump supporters, and the only liberals who are or people on the other side are usually trolls who are just willing to get a rouse out of Trump supporters. So what we got to do is hope that Elon Musk can get a hold of Twitter, or at least before 2024, because with the last election, one of the reasons, aside from the shady shenanigans, that Trump lost was also because he didn't have that outreach on Twitter, or the people who helped him get to power did, were censored back in 2018. And whether or not you want to believe Jack Dorsey is good or not, whether he is turning against, he did censor, he did, and that was a detriment because had we had Twitter, or it's there's a good chance we could have not lost the House in the 2018 midterms. I mean, potentially, but in the 2022, and I am still edging toward this, but uh, that it all relates. It all relates. And just seeing that
Don't rest your
happens
family. If
every
somebody 550 million possible social
550 trillion. And initially it was a billion, and now because of advertising, well, I mean, I'm not one to say what Alex Jones or Infowars does with his business practices, that's up to him, not to me to judge. But if he wants to advertise, I mean, look at what a lot of these people will advertise. I just look at what people campaign off of for gun rights. Like, look at what they're doing. Whenever there's a mass shooting, all the anti-gun lobbyists will always jump on saying, "Hey, this is why we need gun control," instead of letting the situation die down, letting the parents mourn their loss, which is disgusting. It's disgusting. And I'm just going to do a quick check to see how many people we have in the live chat. Um, can't really check that right now, but at the time, um, it looks like I'm the only one person here. So yeah, um, anyway, I'm just going to, I think, start to switch gears. Here, we'll go over the rest of this. So the Steve Bannon, and this is actually a different article. I'm just going up, and, and Steve Bannon, he he was one of the people who got Trump elected. He was on the Trump campaign, and he's being persecuted because same reason Roger Stone was, same reason Alex Jones, same reason, and you see all these people because they're influential and they're dangerous to the regime. And you know what? Let's transit into the midterms. At the Pew Research, it shows there's a favorable, very favorable for Republicans, and there is going to be fraud. Don't get me wrong, there will be fraud. It's just that in states that are going to be heavily red, like Florida or Texas, where Abbott, who, I mean, he is a rhino, he is, but he's our rhino. Oh, and he is getting better. He is getting better. We just need to encourage him to take those steps. So he is, and he's got a double digit hit lead over Bucktooth, who's Beto. I mean, come on. Have you seen him with his teeth out? He looks like a freaking rabbit. And just look it up. And this is on the today. Traditionally more left wing, I guess you could say, outlet. But you can see Greg Abbott has 11-point advantage. And you can also see in Georgia where Brian Kemp, who I think we still have a grudge on him for WAP in 2020. I mean, he's gotten better. He's gotten better with issues like abortion, and I feel like there was something else. You can correct me in the comments after, but I think that with what's going to happen, I think Florida, Arizona, and Texas, along with most states that are traditionally red, are going to be safe, including a lot of these other races. Like I think in Georgia, the that race, Captain's going to be Stacey Abrams, the most famous election denier. If you want to call Trump an election denier, what about Hillary Clinton, Stacey Abrams? Look how much they denied the election. I mean, with Hillary, it was the Russia, which took so much resources from the Trump campaign. Yeah, and then Stacy, she, I hope, I'm expecting to see easy wins for DeSantis, Abbott, Kerry Lake, Kemp. I'm also to see, I think that Blake Masters will beat Mark Kelly in in Arizona. I think that, and I'm just going to look in Pennsylvania. This is Politico. Uh, Obviously, Dr. Oz is closing on John Fetterman, who, if you've seen those blunders, let me pull them up. Let me just see.
And you can count on us to eliminate the filibuster if you come out and step with us. We will be able to stand with you in D.C. I gave away the lieutenant governor in Pennsylvania, the only
Lieutenant Governor,
lieutenant governor in the history to do that. And let's get some stuff done for America. Who would ever think that I would be the normal one in the race here, you know, with that?
who can actually vote? Yeah, it says Fetterman. I don't believe those polls. In reality, almost probably, if they're saying that Fetterman is leaning for Yay, that really means honestly, he don't know, probably by 50, probably he Oz is gonna blow him out. He might carry that state. I think Pennsylvania, we're gonna see fraud. I think Mastriano will also win, but I think the Democrats, here's their strategy. They're going to pull back from those races. The governorship in Georgia, the most of the important races in Florida, Texas, Arizona, and all the states like in Ohio, J.D. Vance is going to win there. I can see them. Here's what I think is going to happen. They're going to try to create something by causing a. They're not. I'm not sure if they're going to outright seal it or they're just going to throw those elections into doubt and try to. I'm not sure what's going to happen. And I'm just hoping that Herschel Walker wins in Georgia. I'm hoping that Oz wins in Pennsylvania because we need to win the Senate. We're going to win the House. I believe that we're going to pick up Senate seats, but the Democrats, they're not going to go down without a fight. There's going to be something, and they're not going to waste these resources, these mail-in ballots into races like in Florida, Texas. Those are because those are lost causes. Those are lost causes. Is yes, there's blue areas in Texas. It's got a bit blue, but you saw that's an 11-point read, and I'm seeing that in a lot of the left wing media outlets that they're also just essentially saying to Baylor, you're going to lose. Who's you're not getting any help. You're too much of a liability. And also Charlie Chris, who is in terrible shape. like several people who were in his campaign resigned the other day. I, I, on a in a fair world where there was little to no fraud, the Republicans would win in a landslide. And I think the rhetoric of the Democrats, you see Biden saying that if the Republicans get in, there will be, you know, economic problems, more inflation. This is contrast to in 2020 when you saw Nancy Pelosi gave the speech, one way or another he will be out, which was messaging that they were going to steal it. Okay, I'm just going to be frank. They, she was basically telling everyone that he was that they were going to get either get Trump out or if the fraud didn't succeed, which I actually thought that was going to happen in 2020. I thought that the fraud was going to fail. They were going to try and then frame Trump as some sort of stealer in chief, like he stole the election, and there's just going to be a breakaway. I I thought that could have happened, but that didn't. I'm not sure whether to be thankful or not because I'm thankful there was no potential bloodshed, but I'm also would have been thankful that Trump was still in office. You see, gas prices, we almost depleted our strategic fuel reserve because we won't want to go and start fracking, and you're they're in for a blackout, and especially in Germany, the UK, Ukraine, like a week ago, I saw a video in Ukraine of people at a gas station fighting, and something that um, something that I did hear is that the Russian strikes, and this is something I didn't go over. That's not in the title, but I am going to go over. Is that in the Russia-Ukraine war, it seems that Ukraine's offensive has come to an end, and now they're starting to be hit hard with, and this is unconfirmed sources that you should take with a grain of salt, unless I can see video, like most of the sources on Russia Ukraine have come from Telegram channels like Scott Ritter or the Direct are where I'm getting a lot of my sources from. And they are pretty non biased, they're truthful about everything. So that's something I want to say. But also, another, er, and I'm trying to look into, so this is the Herschel Walker, and there was controversy about Herschel, who there allegedly had the abortion. Maybe he did, and probably sorry. And over the past week, so this is from Politico. Over the past week, Republicans are roaring back to control the 50-50 Senate. Over the past week, polls show GOP candidates closing the gap in states where Democrats have led all Senate, and perhaps pulling away races that had appeared close for months in Pennsylvania, Arizona, Georgia, which were the states that could have helped Trump win in 2020, but you saw in Pennsylvania, yeah, well, Philadelphia, whatever the county I think it's then Fulton County, Georgia, Maricopa County, Arizona. You see, and you can see in Ohio, J.D. Vance. Vance is gonna win. I Ohio is a pretty red state. J.D. Vance is gonna win, and then so you have this. It's saying a 2.5 advantage for Mark Kelly over Blake Masters. That's gonna change. I don't see that staying. Um, Colorado, I'm not sure because that is a pretty liberal state. I mean, in it's really Denver that's in all the elections that pulls away. But I think in Florida, Rubio, he will win. I haven't heard anything. I don't know who even Val Demings is. Uh, Warnock versus Walker. Yeah, I don't see who. I mean, for all of Herschel Walker's faults, look at this guy's record. Look at Raphael Warnock's record. He's accused of, of just awful things for someone who claims to be a pastor. He's accused of awful things. Nevada, I'm not sure. Oh, this is actually pretty close. I think we could get Nevada turned around. New Hampshire, not sure about. North Carolina, I do think Ted Bud. I think that North Carolina's going to be way more Republican. Vance should win Ohio. Dr. Oz versus Fetterman. I don't think I don't think Frankenstein Fetterman's gonna win. I I really don't think Ron Johnson should definitely win. He's pretty popular and he's come out against the South Kia. Well, not come out, but he's had those hearings, and we can also check the governors. Let's see. It looks like so. Obviously, Newsom hopeful. I'm not really sure. I've heard that Zeldin could do something with Mira. Maybe I really have heard, but if you're just going to look, I mean, this this should be in solid. I really don't. And Arizona, I mean, Katie Hobbs, can you really take her seriously? Can you? I mean, look at this. Because she high run from reporters. He really hasn't. She's doing what Biden and Fetterman have done. I I expect Carrie Lake and to and you saw Tulsi Gabbard. She came out in support and let me try and get some Arizona governor going to criticize has run, but she she's really not looking. And they're bringing Obama and you, I'm not sure if any of you have heard, but Obama recently came out and said that the Democrats need to stop running on this wokeness and need to run on the things that matter. The things that matter to Americans, to the average Joe, to the blue collar or workers who are just trying to make a living. And over the past years, I've really sympathized with those people. those people are what make up the real population, whether they be in the city or in the suburbs or rural country. They're Americans. And I think this endorsement, I mean, like, when was this endorsement? I'm just gonna have to check. He with so it's recently is what I'm hearing from this article, and it's too late. I think. Like, let's listen.
Arizona, in this election, it's not just candidates on the ballot. Democracy itself is on the line, and Katie Hobbs is up to the challenge. As Secretary of State, Katie stood strong in the face of relentless attacks to make sure every vote counted.
Oh, you mean to make sure for that every vote, every fraud vote was counted, and that all fraud votes they weren't thrown out. Oh, just vote for Kate Holland, folks. Uh, Obama, really, you, you really weren't a good president. Here. Yeah, I think your endorsement has come too late, and Carrie Lake will be much better than the Rhino Doug Doodoo. Doug Ducey, I mean. He he literally is a rhino. And look, Lake is I think Lake she should really win. She was endorsed by Trump over a year ago, and I I and you know what? So I am another thing I is that I have listened to Daryl Sante, the top trend forecaster, and what he said about this is he doesn't want Democrats or Republicans to win, which I will add on to that. I don't want the establishment to win. I want America to win. And if there are America First Democrats, I'd be for them, but it doesn't look like that. The last good Democrat left the Democratic Party. He, as it seems, he Tulsi Gabbard, who I mean, I don't think she'll be a Republican, but she could be a good vice president candidate for Trump if Trump decides to, which I mean, it's sure as day he's going to run in 2024, and DeSantis can't be his vice president. DeSantis won't be. It's got to be Tulsi Gabbard, Carrie Lake, or someone else. I mean, I've heard of all these names. Kanye could be. I look, Trump could get someone who's not a white male as VP. Look, Trump's being diverse, but obviously it's not the diverse that they want. Uh, uh, but whether or not Biden, I mean, come on, folks, do you really think Biden's going to run? Do you? Do you really think Biden's going to run, or is he going to win in 2024? He's falling. I thought he was going to like I thought he was going to get replaced in May of 2021. I thought that he wasn't going to be around for this long. They're pumping him with something. They're pumping him with something. I don't know, but I just know they're pumping him with it. So, in other news with this, let's actually see another. Let's actually see because in the governor race, I don't know. I'm going to probably end this around 4:15, 4:20. there's this Yahoo can Charlie Chris beat Ron DeSantis. No, he he was a Republican governor who was a Republican. He, he's not. He's not. And he is definitely. We're gonna make sure that runs in the zero degree. Yeah, he's trailing. He's not going to win. Roe v. Wade. Really? What effect has Roe v. Wade had on the midterm? People are focusing more on the economy. Like, you see this one, 51 for DeSantis, 40% for President. This guy is, I, what the heck is this? He's hired a Marxist towards his campaign, somebody who said he's sim. Well, I don't want to get the word wrong, but I know that he's hired a Marxist, but come on, this is, you're really going extreme. He, he does not have a chance. He does not, he has no chance. He is not going to win Charlie Crist. Even with fraud, I mean, a couple weeks ago, I was listening to Joel Skousen, head of the World Affairs Brief, one of the best, has, and he's a really good guy. He was a veteran. He's woke up a lot of people to the current problems. And he said that DeSantis should be Charlie Crist, and said, and Joel Skousen correctly predicted that Trump was going to lose in 2020 via fraud, and Trump did lose. Whether it's by fraud or not, I mean, you've got to look. But this Yahoo News article, Yahoo News is pretty left wing, I guess. They're saying Democrats are dreaming. And then I forgot, it was around the time when DeSantis slammed Disney. He took away that corporation its right to not be taxed, essentially. There was that ad that was put out, which was by the Remove Ron. It was so laughable. What's even more laughable was on Twitter, all the people who were looking, who were commenting were somehow in support. I mean, they were probably bots. With everything that's come out, there, there's lots of bots. There's lots of bots on Twitter, and it's a long shot. He is, he will not win. And also another race was Arkansas governor race, and he Sanders Sarah Huckabee, the daughter of a former governor Mike Huckabee, holds a 10-point lead, which I don't even think that Christian has a Wikipedia. Let me check. I could be wrong. I don't want to be wrong. So, uh, let me see. This looks like a local. Let me just check. Oh, governor race. I'm going to just. I know Wikipedia is not the best, but I just use, yeah, Like, I don't even think that he has a Wikipedia article. He, I don't think he does. I mean, he's a nuclear energy MIT. That's a pretty good thing to run on, but whoever I'm not even sure what he's running on, and I mean, I mean, let's see. Does, what does anyone even know what he's running on? Does he? Yeah, I don't know. Oh, they're, most of these Democrats are out of touch. They're running on, as I said before, they're running on things that don't matter to you and me, the average citizen of the USA. What they're running on are January 6th, Ukraine, woke identity politics. I mean, they're losing the Hispanic vote by shoveling woke identity politics down the throats of everyone. Most of these Hispanics are devout Catholics, and this woke trendiness clashes and is with everything. So yeah, but on True Social, I think that we need a little comedy. So we're going to go to the great Steve and follow him on True Social, and also follow Real, Real Jared Jared Smith. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. Pronunciations are by stature. Follow Capture. He's going through a lot. His mother recently passed away. You know what? I think a lot of us know what it's like to lose a family member, someone who's close. Follow Jack Wasovic, former Navy officer. He's really good, patriot, and there's also this. Mike Pompeo told CBS he's running and said that Trump running. I mean, I used to like Pompeo, but I've had my qualms. This is really turning me off to him. Look at with Julian Assange. He's calling Julian Assange, who is a hero, a criminal. He's and yeah, but let's just go to the Stephen and let's have a little some laughs.
This ain't America, because in America, rioters have rights, not like this guy. Andy Tifa goes out, and this cop's like, welcome to Chile, motherfucker, as we take a look.
I'm not sure. The stream might get taken down. Let me just check on. Let me actually check on. Let's see. No, I'm not sure how to. I spelled that wrong. I'm just like Jeremy Graves from Geeks and Gamers. I can't spell things right. Uh, let me actually check on my phone if I'm even streaming on Odyssey. I'm probably not. Um, I and I still have to set up my channel. I forgot I have to set up my Odyssey channel. I'll do that after I finish this stream. Though I'll probably get time to eat because I am actually starving. I have not eaten all day. Hey, but let's see. There's yeah. Follow Ethan on True Social. Let's see. This is me on True Social. This is my account, Jared the American. Follow me. He's there, and we are almost at the end. So let's actually do a quick check. So we've been going for nearly almost an hour. We have almost been going for an hour. And maybe I think I should cover some cultural news from to comics, which is the best source of information for the culture war. So, also, something I should say is I see the information war and the culture war as a two-theater war, like World War II was. We have the European and North African theaters, and then the Asia Pacific theater. That's why I feel like this whole thing is. It's just a two-front war, and I think we're really turning the tide. You saw the Rings of Power fail. It's failing. You're seeing a lot of things failing, and that's that's a sign of the culture. And you see House of the Dragon is doing well because House of the Dragon, I have not watched it, but I've heard it's just a good show. And got 5 minutes left, so we're gonna cover the George the Giant Slayer. Follow him on YouTube. I saw this on Friday Night Tights last night. And so it deals with the woke Rings of Power. I mean, come on, guys. Rings of Power is an absolute disaster. No matter what you say, Amazon wanted their own Game of Thrones. They're cutting back now. They are cutting back now because they see that we are calling them for their BS. And that's what it exactly is. It's BS. And we need to continue to do that for the United States. Not even just the United States, just for entertainment. For the United States, we need to concern on the midterm. For the entertainment, we need to take back all these institutions, and you can see them, the mixes, like I said, with the culture war. And also, I am also going to be proud to announce I am almost finished with my sci-fi novel, An Empire of the Stars. I am probably going to finish it today, and then and the first draft I'm finishing today, I'm going to go over and go through several drafts, and then soon I am going to who hopefully have this published at some point. But yeah, I also am going to need the artwork. It's a lot, but all I can say is that we are winning the Rivers. I still need to invest in that. There's so much I need to invest in the culture war that it's just golf. There's just a lot I need to do, and I think that we're about to end it. And so, and I'm going to end this actually with a prayer. So, Corinthians 16:13. This is the King James Version. Watch ye stand in the faith. Watch ye fast in the faith. Quit you men, quit you like men, be strong. God, I butchered that. Forgive me. So it's watch ye stand fast in the faith. Quit you like men, be strong. We must stand on guard. We must be strong. And if we do that, we will win. I believe that no matter our background, God is on our side. The Germans before World War One had a saying, "Gott mit uns." God is with us, and I believe that here, God is with